So I'm going to assume most of you see my video yesterday about the Perfect Armour. That was a fun video to make, even though it did leave me bankrupt. And in it I made a few comparisons to Goldor, another tank armor set. So I figured in this video I'd just compare them, see which one's better. Although I am broke right now, so I'm going to have to collect my minions and then we'll get started. Minion interlude over. I'm gonna let my last few orders sell. While we wait, we can start comparing the armor. So before I forget, I'm going to apply last stand to the diamond armor because I bought it at the end of the last video and I just kind of forgot. There we go. So for the sake of transparency, let's just compare what I've done to both armors in terms of reforges, recombobulators, enchants, etc. So on my Goldor, I have it all recombobulated, 5-starred, with last stand 5, hot potato books, rejuvenate 5, true protection. It's very good. It's very good. I didn't spend as much on my diamond set. Last stand 3, rejuvenate 5, all 5-starred, and all have perfect reforge. The Goldor has giant on it. Other items I'm going to use is my giant mender crown, which has fuming potato books, last stand 5, rejuvenate 5, 5 stars, and recombobulated. I'm also going to use a terminator. For clearing, fabled livid dagger for clearing, and my flower of truth for clearing. Which, fun fact, I actually remade this as like what I made my dream sword, but I think I have a visitor. And we do have a visitor. Contraband. Yo. Yo. I just got 50 more contraband. Thank you, Arnav. Thanks so much. I'm kind of now tempted to spend on some recombobulators. I mean, on the other hand, I could spend it on like maxing out my superior with other enchants. Or at least get Legion 3 on all of it. You know what, I'm gonna leave it as it is for now. Just the good news is we now actually have money. I was like poor at the end of that last video. Poor. Alright, let's go to a dungeon and we can compare the two. I'm gonna do a floor 6 just to compare them because I do enough damage to the minis in both arm sets. We can also compare them at the very end as well. I still get like 100k EHP on my superior without stars. So we've already looked at both of them. Let's just put them back into my wardrobe and we can start comparing them. So at the very start, max health, everything. I get 7, 4, 4, 3, 4. So that's with my whale pet. I'll hold my stomp, gives me 8 defense, so that's going to completely change the whole thing. And then with the Goldor, I get 1.4, a little less than double already, which is not a good sign. I think that's just because of the better balance between Goldor, between the defense and health. I'm not a tank player, but I see tank players not really using Goldor's helmet all that much. I see them using Mender Crowns instead. So with the Mender Crown on Goldor, I get 3-4 Goldor with a Mender Crown. I get 1.25 million, rounded up of course. And then just to compare that with my absolutely perfect armor. With the Mender Crown I get 925,000. This look is like incredibly nostalgic for me for some reason. I don't know why, but I remember seeing this a lot when Dungeons first started and there wasn't really a tank armor set. It used to just be perfect armor. However, I do get significantly less. So the Mender Crown is so much better. I think that's just because of the better balance between health and defense. So my friend Gian Martino suggested that I should try mixing and matching them, like a pick and mix. So let's try that. So I can't really find a mix that gives me like the best EHP. I think it's just like full Goldor is better, but the Goldor boots are still more. I must say this variant looks so much better. But yeah, 1.3. This is actually so clean. What the hell? This looks so good. So with this setup, I get about 1.4. I get 13,000 health and 11,000 defense almost. really know what armor set to use, so I'll just use Shadow Assassin. So I'm going to do a quick clear, get some blessings. Right now though, Goldor is obviously better, but for the price, I'd say Perfect is the better option. Especially when you take into account that, okay, bye. Especially when you take in the fact that Perfect has a lower kata requirement, and you can use it alongside other armor pieces. Of course, you can also use Goldor with other armor pieces, but especially at lower kata. I can speak from experience with this one. Playing on my new profile I started, having just one piece be Perfect Armour and then the other pieces be like Wise Dragon or Storm makes a huge difference for mages. Just having one of my pieces be Perfect Armour, I was able to easily tank like floor 5, floor 6, and that really helped my progression in getting Storm. I should probably switch my pet as well. Let's see, T12. I actually like my Shadow Assassin armor so much, man. I've literally used it like, I've barely used it, but oh, I hate this room so much, man. I had an idea for another test actually. I'm gonna do just a normal blood rush. No blessings, no secrets or anything, or as little as I can get because bosses will drop them the stuff. And see how long I can last in each armor set, just without doing anything in the floor 6 boss. That should give a rough idea of how tanky they are. It's actually crazy how good Shadow Assassin like actually still is, even though it's not really like an armor set anyone uses anymore because Necron's better. I forget how good Shadow Assassin actually is. I mean, obviously I'm using a incredibly overpowered weapon, but like, still. Okay, so end of run. This is just with a normal basic S clear. End of run. That's what I've done. I have a Blessing of Stone, Blessing of Life, Blessing of Power, Blessing of Wisdom. Following my stonk, I get 2.45 million. Ooh, excellent. In my Perfect Armour, I have 1.5. That's quite a big difference, honestly. I forgot to put my pet. So with my whale pet, I have 1.6 million, 1.61 million, and in my Goldor, I have 3 million. It's not looking good for the Perfect Armour. In terms of actual raw defense, I get 18,000 with my Perfect Armour. With my Goldor, I get 11,000. So that's not even, it's not even comparable in terms of defense. So by default, if you want a really defense heavy build, get Perfect Armour. If you want the much better, much superior build, get Goldor. With the crown, I get 2.7. And with the crown on Perfect Armour, I get 2 million. That's not terrible, actually. Okay. I can see this being like an actual setup. Hey, so editing Lapis here. I then compared 3-4 Perfect with a crown and 3-4 Goldor with a crown in the floor 6 boss fight. Both terracotta stages, golems and giants. What I found was both armors were easily able to tank the terracottas with a mana flux for healing. Goldor was a lot better, as my Perfect actually took a little bit of damage. This trend carried over to when I did Giants and Golems to really push it to the max. I found that the Perfect Armour with the crown was actually unable to tank Golems and Giants at the same time. Unlike the Goldor Armour, which was able to tank Giants and Golems and actually able to kill them, and I actually finished the run. I was even able to kill Sedan. Granted, it took me ages, but I managed to do it. Overall, Goldor is obviously better. That's just a fact. Goldor is better, but it's more expensive and it has a higher kata requirement. That's just a fact. Perfect Armour, however, has lower kata requirement, kind of. It's like 21 for tier 12, and as you level up your kata, you can upgrade it over time. So if you started at like kata, I think 18, with like tier 5, then each time you hit a new kata level, you can just keep upgrading it until you're at kata 21. Then when you have the money, you can just sell it and buy Goldor. after saving for a while. Also, do not get absolutely perfect on your diamond armor. I did it for a joke. If you do actually buy perfect armor, then get the giant reforge. When you do play tank, and I think overall in Skyblock, it's important to have a nice balance between defense and your health. But especially when you're playing tank and healer. I think. I don't know, I think there's a ratio you have to have like the best EHP, and you shouldn't do all giant or all perfect. You should have a balance or something. I don't know about all that. I don't play tank. I just know that giant gives me a lot of health, and that makes me feel good. You could probably put a good tank setup together using perfect armor for about 180, somewhere around that mil. Because when you're a tank, you only really need armor, pet, maybe some healing items, and a weapon. I'd recommend the livid dagger or something similar. That's kind of my final thoughts. Draw your own thoughts and opinions though. I'm sure you thought something different to my experience in this video. Let me know in the comment below. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to Arnav for the contraband. And yeah, see you all later. And stream my stuff on Spotify. You will stream my stuff. You will stream my stuff. You will stream my stuff. You will stream my stuff.